The Bible does not start in Matthew.
Yes.
The Bible does not start in John. The Bible starts in Genesis, and it ends in Revelation. It is the story. It is a glorious story that begins from the very beginning in Genesis 3 at the fall. Well, we get to see God's intention from the beginning.
Yes.
God's creation of everything, and then the crowning jewel. Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. And the first thing that the Lord did after creating Adam is the Lord planted a garden.
Yes.
He planted a garden. He puts the man in the garden to tend and to cultivate it, to keep the place of encounter, that God would come meet with Adam, and out of the overflow of intimacy with God, Adam would govern the created order.
Yes.
He would take dominion over the whole created order, and from that place we see it. But from the also beginning in Genesis 2, while Adam's naming all the animals, and he sees their counterpart, loneliness hits him.
Yes.
Loneliness hits him, and he gets this pain, and the Lord feels the loneliness, puts him down, takes his rib out, makes this creature called woman, and we see the first wedding in the Bible.
Yes.
The father walks the daughter down the aisle, hands her to Adam, and he says, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh." He says, "A man shall leave his father and his mother, cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one." Now, Paul's going to pick that up many years later and said, this is about Christ and the church. We get to see the Son's vision statement in Genesis 2. Genesis 1 is the Father's vision statement. Genesis 2 is the Son's vision statement. And in Genesis 3, we see the introduction of the serpent.
Yes, the adversary.
The adversary that enters into the story, deceives Eve, deceives Adam. They eat of the forbidden fruit, and divorce takes place.
Yes.
The chasm takes place.
Yes.
But from the very beginning, the Lord's going to release a prophecy. Genesis 3:15 is the mother prophecy.
Yes, it's called the proto-evangelion. Just write that down for that one time you need a 5-syllable word. Proto-evangelion.
And you'll sound cool in front of your friends.
It's the gospel preached beforehand.
Yes, Genesis 3:15. He says this. He looks at the devil and he goes, "Okay, devil, you won round one, but I want you to look at this little girl, Eve." He says, "I'm going to put enmity between your seed and her seed." He said, "But I want you to know there's going to come a seed through Eve that's going to crush your head.
Yes.
You will bruise his heel, but he will crush your head." There's coming the skull crusher.
I mean, and you have to stop right there and think about it, because the shock of that statement is, I know you have been an archangel.
Yes.
You rebelled and you stole a third of the angelic ranks. I know you, serpent, have just deceived my crown jewel of creation. You've just deceived humanity into rebellion. I know that. But here's what's going to happen. I'm actually going to bring forth, even from a sin-sick and fallen people, I am going to bring through them a human being.
Yes.
And he will destroy you. There is a human being, there's a hero coming who is going to destroy you. This is my plan, to see you thwarted, to see evil thwarted, and to see my Genesis 1 and 2 vision take place. And you got to catch what Corey said, because Genesis 1 and 2, God lays out the sunset in creation.
So good.
So in the sunrise of creation, he says, I want a family. And he says, my son wants a bride. And he gives it to us prophetically through the creation, where he wants to take everything. In the sunset, in the sunrise, we see the sunset. And by Genesis 3, we see the means that he's going to bring it to pass. He's going to bring a man, a human being who will destroy everything that Satan has tried to steal.
And that sets the stage for the storyline right there, the gospel.